start from the first. So I'm gonna solve wrestling challenge today. So what wrestling challenge is an entry level rust challenge where instead of like blindly going and reading the rust dogs, you could do this challenge, and then by doing this challenge you could read the rust dogs. So this has about 94 challenges, and on each challenges has a code snippet on a particular topic, and then what will, that code snippets will have some kind of an error, and based on reading the docs you need to fix that error. So that is the challenge. And as of now, in the last stream I forgot to switch on my audio, so I just completed this. I just did the setup of rust, installed cargo, installed rust, and then installed wrestling, set up this code base. So I completed just variables and functions, and let us like I think today we can continue with this ifs, primitives, and so on. So the difficult part for me is understanding about generics, lifetimes, options, and all of those things in the second half. I think we can like cruise through the first half and see where it goes. So now let's do the ifs here. So I am at the level 13. So each time you complete the level, right? No, when you fix the error, automatically it just shows the error has been fixed, and there is and progress updated, so that we can go to the next level. And we can also check an version of solution once we completed that level. So now we are currently at the exercise 03F, and then this IF1.rs, which is nothing but this one. So what it says is could not compile. So every exercise there is some compilation error which we need to fix. And if you just go to the here, so what it says is it has a bunch of tests to do complete this function to return the bigger number. If both the numbers are equal, any one of them can be written. Do not use another function called additional variables. Okay. So we got to write if statement. So before implementing any of it, we have this readme where it just goes to the official Rust docs to that particular section. Example here, it'll take us to chapter 3 control flow from the official docs, which is this control flow. So before finishing that topic, we can like use this as reference and then read about it and then start filling it. So it just talks about if statement, this if, print, else. Cool. If number, because this is not a boolean, this is an error. This is fine. Number not equal to 0. Cool. If else if, which is all the same. If using if in the let statement. Okay. Okay. This is also fine. Repetition. Okay. It is often useful to execute a block of code more than once for this task. Let's provide several loops. We shall run through the code inside a loop body. Okay. You will see printed over and over continuously. Okay. So this is like this infinite while loop, while true kind of loop. Okay. Which is loop. Cool. Okay, we have break also. So this body keeps looping and it just increases the counter and then it just breaks and returns counter into 2. Okay. We have loops within loops, break and continue. Okay, break and continue innermost loop. Okay, yeah. You can specify a loop label on a loop that can. Okay, let's see. Counting up loop, until some, and there is one more loop in here. So when you are adding break counting up, it will just break this one up. And then this break will just break this loop. Okay. A program often needs a while loop. Okay, okay. That loop is for infinite loop. This is the usual while loop. This is the for loop for elements in A. So count down which looks for. Okay, it just reverses it. Cool. Okay, let's go to the challenges. So complete this function to return the bigger number. Okay, then if A greater than B, greater than or equal to B, return A, else is this valid? Okay, else block also needs bracket. Since it is one single line, I thought whether it would work, but it is not. Okay, so it says unnecessary return B because, which is still correct, but it just gives the warning because in Rust you can just write B because since it is the last statement without semicolon, that value gets written. I think is it right? Unneeded return. So yeah, do this. Mhm. Let's go check the solution. This is correct, but we'll check the solution. They just do this because no, when there's no semicolon, just thinks the end of the loop and it just returns. We don't have to explicitly write return. I'll cross check this with official docs. So without semicolon, this is an expression. So if we just add something with semicolon becomes a statement. So state via statement we can return. So we just return a, even that is a way. But this is also a way, directly as an expression, because without semicolon, it will like consider it as the value which that gets returned in the function. So I will write it as part of a notes. Rest. So most Rust code uses this implicit return, no semicolon for the final expression. It is cleaner and more functional style. Okay, implicit return at the end. Cool. Let us move to the next challenge. I'm not speedrunning it because I wanted to take my time, understand the concept, which is more important. So yes, fix the compilation error, compiler error on this function. Okay. Let's go to the next challenge, which is the if two could not compile. Okay, we will see. Fix the compiler error in the function. So okay, you should make sure all the test passes to read the test to understand the desired behavior. Okay, strawberry yummy. Else one. Okay, what do they? This means this means you are calling picky eater with an argument strawberry should return yummy. Okay, so then he is returning potato. Then I guess I can eat that. So else if food equal to potato, I guess I can eat that. Else if food equal to broccoli. So you see, there is no semicolon here because that is the statement which I want to return, which we saw in the last thing, right? Which is an implicit return. That's the reason there is no semicolon here. Oh, thanks. You can do an or also, I think. Or food equal to. Okay, well, literally anything other than these two, it is no thanks. So it just one else block will work. Let us see. Super. Pass the test case. Give me no thanks. Cool. Go to the next challenge. Fix the compiler error. Do not change this expression below. Okay. Do not change the test. So it should pass the test. So animal habitat gopher burrow. So what is happening? So we are calling the animal habitat function with gopher. Right? Gopher returns burrow. Okay. So okay. So what they do is the value which this returns gets stored into identifier, and then it just picks one identifier and returns back. So if it is crab, it is one beach. Okay. So what we can do is, how do we do the implicit? We'll look at the docs. The number is equal to, and then this whole if condition comes here. If one else, okay. So what are we doing? If number is equal to, include condition else, okay, and this is fine. So one thing, this unknown, we can make it as 4. This looks fine for me. There has to be some syntax problem. Okay. Oh, this is a wrong code. When we try to compile the code, we get an if and else some have value type that are income. Okay. Okay. Even here, since it is let's just change it to 2. Done. So basically, this was a floating value, and here there was a string. So now, since we need exactly 2 here, so we do this if the returned values goes here. So here is a semicolon because this is a statement. We don't want to return out of it. It's not an expression. Cool. Let us go to the next one. Okay. Super. So many errors. What's the next topic? Primitive types. Okay. Before starting, we'll just go read the data types and slices. Data types and slice type. Okay. So I is for signed and use for unsigned. This is 8-bit, 16-bit, 32, 64, 128. Architecture dependent. Okay, I size. Yeah, okay. So two's complement, we'll just add that parity bit in the front to represent the sign. I size. Okay, instead of this no comma, as usual, okay, this is cool. I even a couple of days back I was thinking, what if they add a comma to a number? It'll be easy to read. But this is cool. Can use an underscore to differentiate. Let's say you want variable type, when you try to change the value of variable, this can result in one of the two behaviors. When you are compiling in a debug mode, Rust includes check for integer overflow, which causes your program to panic at runtime. Rush use the term panicking when the program exits within a minute. Okay. When you are compiling in release mode, Rust does not include checks for integer overflow that causes it. Instead, it over two's complement wrapping. In short, values greater than the maximum value of the type can hold wrap around of the maximum values. Okay, okay, okay. So what they say is, uh, in unsigned 8-bit integer, you have values for until 250, 256, 255, 0 to 255. So when there is this 256th value, what happens is it just wraps around, just does the modulo 225 and again goes to 0, 1, 2, and so on. Modulo 256, which is bad, but doesn't cause overflow errors. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is important. Compound type. Rust has two primary component type tuples in array. Tuple is a general way of grouping together a number of value of various types. Okay. Tuples have a fixed length. One fixed length. Okay. TUP. These are the types. Okay. 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 Just like array, but using dot. Okay. We have an array type also. But we have same type. Okay. When you want to allocate data on the stack, the same as the other types we have seen so far, other than the heap. We have discussed the info. Okay. When you want to ensure that you always have a fixed number of elements. Stack. So arrays, we do stack allocation. Types, we do heap. So when you allocate in heap, min or max heap, the size is fixed. Since stack can keep growing, an array can grow isn't as flexible as vector type. Vector is similar to the collection, okay, that is allowed to grow a string because okay, lives on the heap, okay. Unsure whether to use array or vector, chances that you should use vector, okay. So 5 elements and all are okay. Let's now I have one understanding. Then slices, okay. So in slice type, is it just the basic slicing of okay. Ah, this is what I was looking. Instead of the colon, here we use dot dot. It's okay. When we need, I will re-reference them. primary type. Let's go. So we are in the exercise quiz1.rs. What? What is that? Quizzes. Okay. Okay. So after completing this one, there is a quiz. This is a quiz for the following section. Variable function. If Mary is buying apple, the price of an apple is calculated as follow. An apple costs two rust bucks. What is that? Write a function that calculates the price of an order of apple given the quantity brought. Okay. Okay. So we will write a function calculate price of apple, which is in 1 second. Function. Okay. Now variable this one. Okay. Int a, it is reverse of C, just like Go. That's it, quiz one. This is quantity. Uh, Signed in 32 will be okay. And I'm gonna return and sign in 32. Um, So what he says is let uh, cost, which is I32, equal to 0. Initially the price, the total cost is 0. An apple costs 2 bucks. Mary has more than 40 apples. If Mary buys more than 40 apples. So if n more than 40, greater than 40, so we got a return 80 plus n minus 40, else we will return n star 2. Let us see. Okay, expect say 32. Okay, since this, okay, this is a mistake. Unexpected token. I think some mistake with cost. What is it? Some syntax. Oh, okay. Semicolon. It is a statement. So cost of I32 is equal to 0. So it is a statement and then expression failed. The code is running. 35, 35 into 2. Oh, I don't need the cost at all. 40 apples, it becomes 80. If it is exactly, yeah, okay. If it is 41 apple, then it becomes not Rustlings. Answer is right. What are we looking at? But it's not printing anything. Why? Okay, I will experiment here. Calculate price of apple, and I will send 35, and I would do print, and then and what happens? Okay, this is the syntax is weird. What's wrong in printing at this? So technically, I'm just printing this, but I'm just filling this inside this because it is println. Output is 70. 70 is correct. Next I'll do 40, and then I would do 41. I do 65. Let us see. Okay, 70, 80, 81, 105. Okay, 105. 65. However, if Mary buys more than the price of each apple is in the entire. Tcha, okay, I just misread it. Greater than 40 written in. That is so stupid. It's so simple and stupid. I got to read it correctly. Okay, pass. We'll see what is the answer. Okay, I'm just dumb. Primitive types 1.rs. Okay, go to primitive types 1.rs. To do, define a boolean variable with name is evening before the if statement. The value of the variable should be negation of is morning. Okay, to is evening, which is a boolean value. That's false. I think past. They just add correct. Define a boolean variable. So if they didn't ask me to define a boolean variable, then This is also fine. If you do this also, it is a Boolean variable, but it just explicitly, defined it here. Cool. Next one. Next one. Note that the single quotes, these are different from the double quotes. Okay. Okay. To do. Analogy, declare a variable, call your character below with your favorite character. Try a special character. Try emoji. Okay. It is here. And should work. So emoji comes under Unicode. So is alphabetic. Next. This is so fun. I could learn as well as now do some this basic stuffs. Create an array called a ah, at least 100 element in it. Okay. So a is equal array which is of type 32 and I have 101 characters. And what I'll do is for how to do for loop. Let's say later. Control flow. Command. While will work, but for numbers and okay. For I in for I in 0 2 into 101. Let's say 100. Is it correct? Okay, this is a semicolon. This is supposed to be a semicolon. I just saw that somewhere. Okay, first mistake is this should be mutatable to change the value as 100. Let's work and share the file. Okay, so we got to store A is used, but it isn't initialized. So I hate harassment. This would be better. 100 elements, 101 elements. Hmm. We could do 0, value 0 for 101 elements, and then we can like do this. This works. Okay, I keep making this mistake. Semicolon. This is done, but another way of doing is commenting this out. 101 elements of 100, which is exactly what we wanted, right? So I32 size of 101 elements, and the value of the 100 element, see 101 element is 100. So this is good enough. We don't have to now mutate it. Yeah. One second, I'll comment this out, and then I would just add let a colon I32 comma 101 is equal to 100 semicolon 100 colon. All good. Next, create an array A with at least 100 elements in it. Okay, this is what I did to do. Get a slice called nice slice out of the array A. Okay, nice slice is one slice of 2, 3, 4. So it's of index 1. So there are semicolon in other language here it is double dash 2, 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. Uh, okay. Now what is the mistake? Semicolon. So slice array is number 32 of size 3. Found integer. Should use 32 then? So we say this. So what happens? See the solution. So why should we like borrow this? Okay. So what happens is this goes into borrower's rule. So assume this 1 2 3 4 5. So what happens is now this is an array of 5 elements. So slice is so first we need to see what is slice here. Slice is just one small portion of this array, right? So we are just picking these 3 elements from the array. So what we do is we are trying to reference these 3 elements from that array, not creating something new, because uh, uh, since uh, uh, since array is like has a fixed size, doesn't mean that slice will also have a fixed size. So we just getting the reference of this array as the slice. So you can ask me, what if I do this nice slice? So since nice slice of no, 0 is equal to 100. So you might ask, what will happen if I do this? Will this original array change? In other language they might change, but in Rust it will not change, because even though it is no reference, this is an immutable reference. If you want a mutable reference, then no, you create a mutable array and a mutable slice, which is nothing but mut. So by doing this, what you say is I will be able to mutate this slice value, which in turn will mutate this array value behind. So now it is harmless because even though it is a reference, it is an immutable reference. So they are nothing but like an dynamically sized views of the data and not owned by this copy. This is what I'm trying to say here. So even though now they can just view a part of this array A, but they can't change anything out of it. So cool. I think this test is passed. It is 456. Okay. This is what I've just done. So now we are in 5. Okay. 5. Okay. Destructure the cat tuple into one. Okay, this is a tuple. A tuple can have multiple types, but still it is of fixed length. So it has a string, it has an float. You can just group a bunch of uh, different types together. Restructure the cat tuple into one statement so that the print works. Okay, name and then age. The pattern goes here. Let how did he structure it? Name comma age is equal to cat. So literally it just destructures into this. Is it correct? Okay. Semicolon, which is correct. Step 6. Use a tuple index to access the second element of the number and assign it to a variable called second. Okay. Let second is equal to second variable. So numbers dot one. Yeah, correct. Numbers dot one. Okay, cool. We've completed primitive types. The next is vector and stuff. I think I will. I think this is enough for the stream. I think we've been going on for an hour now. I will come back later to continue the other things. Bye.